Yo, it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm speaking to you guys today about why desexualizing your brain is a cheat code. How-to guide. The reason why desexualizing your brain is a cheat code is because once you desexualize your brain, you finally have more energy to put into other aspects of your life. You become the most present version of yourself ever. And because you're present, you're able to do things that you normally weren't able to do, that was holding you back, that the PMO was holding you back. You have to realize how crazy this is. Once you desexualize your brain, everything else comes aligned. I can compare this desexualizing your brain to scripture in the Bible. And it says, read with me, kingdom of heaven and all things will be added unto you. Now, what does this mean? Let's translate this in a metaphysical sense. What does this really mean? If we're talking about the natural laws of the universe and how the world works, once you put your mind onto more things that give you more enjoyment in your life, all the other things in life is going to be brought to you by. It's going to be easy. In this scenario, talk about seek ye the kingdom of heaven, which means just put your mind on righteous things, good things, the Most High, and then all the other things that you want. Maybe in scenarios, maybe it's success, wealth, relationships, good physical body, influence, the physical things that men want, influence, power, these things will be given to you because you're focused on seeking the righteousness of the Most High. So how does this translate to desexualizing your brain? This translates to desexualizing your brain because once you stop giving into PMO, what starts to happen is your mind is finally comfortable enough it has enough energy, because you have to realize PMO is taking a lot of energy from you when you're watching it. Now your mind, it has more energy to put its power into other aspects of your life, other things that you can attract. This means you have more energy to put into your business, real connection with women, and you also have the ability your thought process is going to be increasingly active. You have so much brain activity now. You can make super conclusions. You can tie something in the present to something that happened way back in the future, make that connection and then present it. And I would say this is something that I'm very good at, making connections between certain things, being able to use your brain to the fullest. You have to unlock 100% of your brain capacity once you desexualize your brain. You don't realize it enough, but when you're sexualizing your brain, it is taking a lot of brain matter in your brain. It's taking a lot of space. That's the only thing you can focus on. Once you're able to desexualize and incredibly just desexualize everything, you have a lot more space to really critically think. Your critical thinking skills go up the roof. Now you can make conclusions. You can tie things back together. Your brain activity is full glory. People don't realize that if they use their vices, getting high, PMO, going on sites, it takes a lot of brain energy, brain matter from them. And so now they're limited in their thinking. But once you destroy these vices from your life pretty much entirely, your brain is opened up. And now you are able to really think critically. You can tie connections. You can make connections. You can really intrigue people and yourself. You open a third dimension in your brain, and now you're able to really think deep in depth. A lot of people don't think critically enough. They're not thinking deep enough. They have the most shallow brain because they keep putting their attention on things that do not serve them. They keep putting their things on the vices, getting high, spectator sports. The more you do this, and gossip, celebrity gossip especially, the more you do this, you don't realize subconsciously you're actually dumbing yourself down. You're not finding what the purpose of life is. You're just dumbing yourself down. Every single time you decide to do certain things, especially, and it also comes down to the foods that you eat. You're just subconsciously just dumbing yourself down, being controlled, being a consumer, taking things in that make you dumber. And the more dumb you become, the less you can think for yourself. The less you can think for yourself, the more you need other people's support. That's why a majority of people, let's say for example, stay and need to have a job, a W2 job, because they're not using their brain matter. A lot of people don't use, or or they just don't care enough. They're not using their brain matter to think about ways to get themselves out of a job. They have this limited thinking of they need dependency, 9 to 5 jobs. And hey, everyone has it. We all have it. But there are certain people who are using their job as leverage to eventually get themselves out there. But there's people who stay in there. There's nothing wrong with doing this. But what I'm saying is a lot of people use it as a sense of dependency. And if you are depending on your job to get you through the thick and thin of financial, you will always have financial uncertainty, because you can't, it's just another person's passive income source, and you're just depending on it. And if you're depending on another person's dream to help you get yourself out the mud, sure, you might get by, sure, you might be afloat, but you can never really skyrocket yourself into a new level of your life. This is what you just have to keep in mind. You have to make sure that you use your mind to think critically, harder, longer, deeper. You have to use your mind to be able to get yourself out of situations. There was a vice presidential candidate long ago, the Asian guy, Andrew Yang, and he was talking about make America think harder. America actually, if people in general think harder, a lot of the things that happen to us, we actually may be able to get out of it. But because of all the things in society, the foods, the media, gossip, the music, all these things that are pretty much going straight into our subconscious and making us think, feel, and act a certain way, we're not really going to unplug ourselves. But this is just what you have to be cognizant of. This is what you have to be aware of. You have to be aware of this. Anybody who's actually aware of anything I just said and can actually use all this information and benefit themselves in the long run, because if 99% of people are doing one thing, be that 1% who's doing something totally different, and be consistent with it and see where you get yourself in the long run. See where you get yourself in the long run. This is what you have to realize. So desexualizing your brain is one of the most important things that you can do as a man, because you can finally think a lot better for yourself. You can think better for yourself. You can think critically. You can think in depth. You can think like the Most High wants you to think. You are a son of the Most High, so you have to be strong. The universe does not respond to weakness. It responds to strength and definite of purpose. Being definite of purpose. This is how you become successful, by desexualizing your mind, putting your focus on something that can benefit you and sticking in on it. But 99% of the people who watch this will not understand what I'm saying. 99% think it's jibber jabbish, and you just won't understand. But there's 1% who actually understands. People are so in their ways, stuck in their ways, that any new thing that is introduced to them is automatically going to go into a bucket of not to entertain, because they don't understand this. Some people just do not understand specific things because they are so stuck in their ways. This is what you have to realize. But you just have to be conscious of all of this, and act accordingly to your benefit. With that being said, I'm working with a few guys with the high value blueprint to increase their health, wealth, and relationships in their life, increase motivation and fulfillment in their lives. Click on that link in the description down below, plug and play, and we will see you in the next one.